About an hour after FBI agents conducted a pre-dawn raid at Paul Manafort's home, President Donald Trump started tweeting. He started his morning at 7:15 a.m. on July 26 by tweeting a complaint at Sen. Lisa Murkowski-Rack, who had voted the day before against advancing the Republican healthcare bill that ultimately failed, and then at 8:55 a.m., the president announced a ban on transgender military service members. But a pair of tweets, from 9:48 and 9:52 a.m., suggests Trump may have been tipped off to the FBI raid of his campaign chairman's home in Virginia, which went unreported for exactly 2 weeks. YDIDNTAG Sessions replace acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe, a Comey friend who was in charge of Clinton investigation but got Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump July 26, 2017. Big $700,000 for his wife's political run from Hillary Clinton and her representatives. Drain the swamp. Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump July 26, 2017. The Washington Post cites only one source, an advisor apparently close to both the White House and Manafort, in its report on the raid, and Manafort's spokesman Jason Maloney confirmed the search warrant. According to that same report, Manafort's allies believe special counsel Robert Mueller has broadened his investigation in hopes of pressuring the former campaign chairman to cooperate in the FBI investigation of Trump's ties to Russia. The same day Manafort's home was raided, news also broke that the Department of Justice had linked a former Manafort associate to upper-echelon Russian mobsters. FBI agents executed the search warrant at Manafort's home in Alexandria a day after he voluntarily met with staffers from the Senate Intelligence Committee, and the wide-ranging warrant shows investigators told a federal judge they did not trust the political consultant to turn over all records under a grand jury subpoena. Investigators seized material Manafort had already turned over to Congress, according to sources familiar with the search, and he provided about 400 pages of documents to Senate investigators on August 2. The Trump campaign turned over about 20,000 pages that same day to the Senate Intelligence Committee, and Donald Trump Jr. handed over about 250 pages 2 days later. The Manafort raid took place hours before some of the most important testimony yet in the congressional probe of Trump's campaign ties to Russia. Bill Browder, once the biggest portfolio investor in Russia but now a leading critic of Vladimir Putin, told the Senate Judiciary Committee that the Russian president was perhaps the richest man in the world but was unable to disperse his ill-gotten fortune due to U.S. sanctions. Trump and then communications director soaked up most of the day's news coverage with their outrageous tweets and bizarre CNN interviews, and Anthony Scaramucci later that night threatened an FBI investigation against then Chief of Staff Reince Priebus. Scaramucci called in to CNN the following morning for an even more bizarre interview and capped off the following day with a profane rant to The New Yorker.